One day, an ancient human looked at another ancient human and thought, forever. This was a problem because the concept of forever did not exist yet. The concept of next Tuesday was already a stretch. Nobody had invented Tuesday. Nobody had invented next. He just looked at her and felt something his brain had no word for and no framework for and absolutely no plan for. And the only thing he knew for certain was that he did not want her to leave. That's it. That's the entire foundation of marriage. It has not been upgraded since. Chapter 1. The Proposal. There is no ring. There is a rock.
The rock is not special. He found it near the cave. It is, by any objective measurement, a regular rock. It has no shine, it has no cut, it has no clarity rating because clarity ratings will not exist for another 199,998 years. But he holds it out with the specific, intense eye contact of a man who has decided through sheer force of will that this rock means something. She looks at the rock. She looks at him. She looks at the rock again. This is either the most romantic moment in human history or a man handing a woman an ordinary rock with concerning intensity. Anthropologists remain divided. She takes the rock anyway. The bar, it turns out, has always been on the floor, and somehow this still worked. If you want to see what happens when this same man tries dating apps 200,000 years later, the Tinder video is linked in the description. Spoiler, he is still handing people things that should not work, and they are still working.
Chapter 2. The Witnesses. Marriage requires witnesses. The logic is simple. If it's just the two of them, either person could later deny it ever happened. So the entire tribe gathers. Most of them do not know why they are there. Several assumed it was a regular Tuesday gathering, except Tuesday does not exist yet, so really they assumed nothing and just showed up because everyone else was showing up. The 4-mammoth hunter arrives and immediately begins nodding before anyone has said a single word. He does not know what he is nodding at. He has decided this does not matter. He is now head of marriage validation. Nobody appointed him. He appointed himself through the sheer confidence of his nod. This will become a pattern in his life and several future organizational charts. Chapter 3. The Vows. There is no language yet, so the vows are sounds. He makes a sound. It is meant to communicate devotion, commitment, and a vague sense of forever. It comes out as a single low grunt.
She makes a sound back. It is meant to communicate the same thing. It comes out as a slightly higher grunt with a small upward inflection at the end, which either means yes or means she stepped on something sharp. The tribe will never know. Nobody knows what either sound means, including them. They are getting married based on vibes and sound waves with zero translation layer and complete confidence that this is fine. The tribe nods anyway, because nodding at things you do not understand is the second oldest tradition in human history, right behind marriage itself, and the two traditions are now happening simultaneously in the same field. Chapter 4. The Mother-in-Law. Her mother arrives. Her mother has opinions about the rock. The rock, in her professional opinion, is small. Her mother has opinions about the cave. The cave, in her professional opinion, faces the wrong direction and gets insufficient morning light. Her mother has opinions about him, specifically, delivered not through words, because words do not exist, but through a very specific silence that somehow communicates more disapproval than any sentence ever could. This is the first mother-in-law in human history. She invents the disapproving silence on the spot, in real time, with no training and no prior example to follow. It is immediately perfect. It requires no revisions. It will be passed down for 200,000 years without a single update, because some inventions are simply complete the moment they are created, and the disapproving mother-in-law silence is apparently one of them. If you want to see this exact energy at a corporate level with a boss instead of a mother-in-law, the corporate life video is in the description. Same silence, different cave. Chapter 5. The First Fight. 3 days in. The fight is about nothing. Nobody involved can later explain what the fight was actually about. It involved a fire that was tended incorrectly, a decision that was made without consultation, and a tone of voice that, in retrospect, probably did not deserve the response it received.
This is the first ever "it's not what you said, it's how you said it" in recorded human history. Language barely exists. He genuinely does not know what he did wrong. He cannot ask because asking requires more words than currently exist. He apologizes anyway, through gesture and posture and a generally smaller presence than usual, because some instincts predate vocabulary entirely, and the instinct to know you have done something wrong without knowing what is apparently one of the very first instincts humans ever developed. Chapter 6. The Making Up. He brings back a better rock. Not because the first rock was insufficient. The first rock did its job. It got the yes. But the gesture matters more than the rock itself. And somewhere in his prehistoric brain, without anyone teaching him this, he understands that showing up with something after a fight communicates an apology more effectively than any sound he could currently make. This is the first apology gift in human history. It sets a precedent. It establishes on day 3 of human marriage the exact anxiety that every partner for the next 200,000 years will feel standing in a store trying to pick the right thing after doing the wrong thing. He did not know he was setting this precedent. He just wanted the silence to stop. The silence did eventually stop. The precedent did not. Cut to today. Someone is standing at a jewelry counter. They have researched cut, clarity, and carat for 6 weeks. They have watched several videos. They have a spreadsheet. They are more nervous about this single purchase than they have been about almost anything else in their adult life. Somewhere, 200,000 years ago, a rock that cost nothing and required zero research made someone cry actual tears of joy in approximately 4 seconds. The ring is better. Objectively, the craftsmanship is better, the clarity rating is better. The fear is identical. The eye contact is identical. The hope that the answer is yes and the bracing for the possibility that it is not, that specific cocktail of feelings has not changed in 200,000 years. Not one single part of it.
If you watched the entire history of marriage in one sitting and you are still here, you are either engaged, recently married, or currently overthinking a relationship decision at 1 a.m., and MrPaint sees you and supports you regardless of which one it is. Hit subscribe because the 4 Mammoth Hunter has already appointed himself head of your subscription decision, and he has been nodding at your screen this entire video. Subscribe before your mother-in-law invents a new silence, specifically for you. She is workshopping it right now. It has been 200,000 years and she is still workshopping it.